In 1958, William Cunningham made the first ever video game, and since then, video game systems have continued to upgrade, and now there's a way to make more money with these games. This is known as eSports.
Am I familiar with eSports? No.
What? Look, eSports is an electronic gaming competition where people and/or skilled gamers spend countless hours playing their game of choice, trying to make a career out of winning prize money from competitions. It starts off with two teams who go through multiple elimination matches just to qualify for the main event. Now, let's say, for example, Call of Duty or Counter-Strike. Each of those can have a prize pool of up to 50,000.
Well, when I tell people that I'm in esports, they tend to think like regular sports. Like they don't hear the E in front of sports. So they're like, oh, football, basketball. But then I tell them I'm in esports, competitive video gaming, and they kind of look at me like a little confused. Like, Mario Brothers or, Pong. And I'm like, no, esports.
I've been playing esports probably since freshman year in high school. I started out with Call of Duty and I've moved around between Call of Duty and Counter-Strike, just hopping around.
I'm vaguely familiar with them. Mainly, I did have a friend who plays Smash Brothers competitively. He's won a couple of like local tournaments, but nothing major.
Yeah, I actually played competitive fighting games. Sometimes down here in college and over here at the College of Columbia or IADT sometimes. Or if not, I travel around sometimes to go to different places to go meet up other people from the community in order to go fight. Sometimes I play some StarCraft online, some stuff like that, but not like super competitively.
In 2005, after I got home from college, I was kind of playing a lot of Madden, and I got really good. And my aunt, I was kind of transitioning, staying with my aunt, and I was playing like 12 hours a day. And I had got ranked like in the top 15 in the Midwest. And she said, I think you should stop playing so many video games, so now just being able to kind of tell everybody like, yeah, I'm making money playing video games and having other people play video games. I think that's one of the biggest personal luxury, the biggest, personal accomplishment is now everybody was like video games is a waste of time, or, maybe you should try to be a lawyer or a doctor. Now I'm like, hey, I'm getting money playing video games, so that's also a big deal too.
Esports is more of a worldwide thing. When you consider sports like NFL and NBA, they're more like just in the United States. And esports is watched all around the world in countries like China and Korea, and even in like Latin America, South America.
The esports community has skyrocketed, but still remains relatively unknown. Countries like South Korea and Europe have already welcomed the booming success that is electronic sports.
What are my thoughts on people making a living on eSports? I mean, as long as they're making an income and they're happy what they're doing, that's totally cool.
The youth that participate in our program, they'll receive a stipend for being a part of the program. So they're actually getting paid now to play video games.
The stand that I have about teens staring at a monitor constantly, it varies because I do understand the whole don't look at a monitor for so long, you'll hurt your eyes, you have to go out and move, go out and play and do something. But I feel because this is a new form of competitiveness, besides being an athlete, like a football player, baseball player, a lot of people don't understand that it's just a new concept and it's going up in popularity, and it does take hours and hours of practice, just like if you're going to compete in Olympic gymnastics. So I support it.
in the college dorm, did see a lot of people just play StarCraft and taking it, I thought, a little too seriously, but apparently there's a lot of money to be made in that.
Someone who wants to go pro in esports, I think they should focus on the actual industry, because there's so many other opportunities. You know, if they're really good at a particular video game or a particular esport, then they may be good enough where they can build a following on Twitch. And you know, Twitch streamers are making decent money if they can build a pretty good following, and also opportunities in coaching.
Things that I do that go against the common gamer stereotype is, I guess it's starting to die down, but one stereotype was that it's more for guys than it is for girls, which is not true anymore, especially now. Like, one of the best Overwatch players in the world is a female 17-year-old.
Well, I mean, if people enjoy it, then I mean, they have real Olympics, and then they have electronic Olympics. There's some people who are good at real sports, and then there's some people who are better at electronic sports. So if people want to compete in that for fun, then go for it.
Socially, like, people think the gamers are really introverted, that they don't go outside, they don't really have other hobbies besides that, and they just stay in this confined space with the TV and a console. Whereas I personally, I'm in the military, National Guard to be specific.
The esport industry is definitely growing. The X Games are pretty big. I mean, ESPN hypes them up like nothing else. So that the biggest sports network in the country is showing esports. It shows how far it's come.
And even with all the progress esports has made, there is still more that could be made to make esports bigger than ever.